The Hikers was a film that was born of an opportunity to spend some time in Aspen, Colorado. You know, you're kind of really out in nature, or you can find yourself out in nature there. I was always really interested in Thoreau and this idea of being outside and walking, right? And Thoreau talks about Walden Pond and walking and nature and exploration and the existential. I was also reading a book by Toni Morrison called The Bluest Eye. She talks about this idea, this space of being put out versus being put outside. And she suggests that if you get put out, that you can find yourself in somewhere else. If you're put outside, that it's a more of a permanent condition. Meaning that there's this new reality for you. The Broken Men, for me, were this kind of fully realized new reality. It's interesting all that a work like this holds. A work which was born of a different set of concerns, but grew to kind of acquire the concerns of the time that we currently live. These works were meant to consider some of the political climate, as well as, you know, my personal concerns, which were different a year ago than they are currently. And I was working on and continue to work on this particular work during the coronavirus lockdown, and then out of the lockdown, and then into the more recent reckoning on race and issues of oppression, police violence, etc., on the precipice of a really important election in America, as well as several other kind of concerns globally. So I'd made The Anxious Men, and The Anxious Men were made with black soap and wax and other materials that, you know, although we're unlikely to participate with them this way, you could scratch them off. There's a temporality in them. The Broken Men had a sense of permanence. They were built into this structure, and their fracturedness was more of a permanent condition. Now, the way that that relates to the Hikers is this idea, again, of being outside. I kind of saw these characters in the Hikers being these two characters who were kind of put outside. Yeah. And then they're like searching, you know, they're searching, and then they come across each other, and although are negotiating what seems like kind of complicated adjacent narratives, they have a connection, and we're able to see this poetry in this moment that feels really different and complicated. It's like this story of platonic love. Like if you were to run into someone who shares so much with you in a place that you didn't expect to see them. It's a love story. And, you know, for that, I'm really interested in it, because it's, I'm not sure I've ever told a love story before.